Hello and welcome back to Scatterbrook Farm Garden Designs. Hope you're all well. Okay, I've had a viewer saying that they're bored of the game. That was all they put. I'm bored of the game. And I've asked them why they're bored of the game. And they've said because they've got stuff all over the place. They don't know what to do with it. They've got their barn and silo and mixers all over the place. They just don't know what to do with it. Now, I've noticed that, lots of people do get bored of their farms. And my theory for this is if they haven't got a farm that's up together and looks really nice when you go onto the farm, you can get bored very easy because you instead of you going on and thinking, oh, I love this, what have I got to do today on here? And everything's in order. You've got it all over the place, and it just puts you on the back foot. It makes you think, oh, what can I do with this? I'm bored. And I think that's one of the reasons why players get bored, is because they literally they don't know what to do with their farms and with their stuff. And they said, the horse stables, they've only got 2 stables. They're low level. They haven't got a lot of, they can't afford the diamonds and stuff. They want to use stuff with, just coins and that. So what I've done is I've done a couple of designs for this viewer on my Scatterbrook 2. This is my design farm. Now, obviously, the other day I done a design for one of the viewers. I haven't taken it down yet, but I've left it there for now. And this is what I've done. Now, as you can see, I've worked in a couple of areas the same size. I've done an area there 10 by 10 and put the silo at the back with a leafy tree either side, dark leafy tree, and then a light green leafy tree either side at the front. Then the barn, and then the mixers either side, and a little bit of colour and a path leading to the mixers and then back out through the gateway. And then what I've done then for this viewer is they said they had 2 stables. And again, it's all low-level stuff and vouchers. You can get vouchers in the crates and on the wheel, and, people get vouchers all the time. So they shouldn't be too difficult to get hold of. Yeah, so what I've done there, if you haven't got a horse jump that you can win in the derbies, the other alternative is you can make a jump using the wooden fence, which still looks just as nice. I put some hay bales there, the path leading all the way around the stables, some barrels there just underneath the trees, and then we've got a little bit of colour around the outside. Don't have to have that colour, you have whatever you want around the colour. Just make sure that a design like this, you don't want to obscure this area here, so keep it low, quite low profile to the front. But going back to that viewer saying that they're bored with stuff all over the place. Now if we go back down to here, now I've done a design on this one where I needed an awful lot of these bushes. I'd done the design, it was a beautiful design, and then I've stacked them all to one side. Now there's a lot of farms that have got this, and when they go white, they either put them all around their farm or they just leave them dead. And that is, when they're leaving it dead, they're thinking, oh, I need to get all these axes. And they might be thinking, I want to get rid of them, but I just can't be bothered to collect all the axes. So they leave it. And then they plant into this area. And then that all dies. And they think, oh, I've got double the amount. Oh, I'll do over here. And before they know it, they've got a whole farm full of dead stuff. And then once they start running out of room, and they go over to this side and start putting it here, and then the pens, they got nowhere to put the pens, nowhere to put the machines. They start getting all the machines and cramming them up. They start to lose interest. They think, oh, I just don't want to, oh, look at it. And they just plonk stuff down willy-nilly, and it's just all over the place. You know, it's up to you wherever you want to put stuff. But my theory is people get bored of the game because they haven't got anything to, they haven't got a farm to look at that makes them feel happy. You know, it puts you down on it puts you on the back burner all the time. My dog barks in a minute. Cats come in and they get on all right, but if she comes near Molly's bone, she'll bark at her. Looks as though she's all right. Yeah. Now, the way that I can describe this to you guys is this. Imagine you're at home and in your back garden, you've got, obviously not that big, but you imagine at home you've got a beautiful little garden, lovely flowers and ornaments and that in the back garden, and you're sat out there in the chair with a glass of wine or whatever, and you feel happy, relaxed, and you're really happy. Then imagine going down and putting a chair in the middle of that lot. You wouldn't want to go and sit out in there. So if you imagine your back garden at home is full of dead stuff and weeds and broken branches and odds and sods just dotted around, would you want to go and sit out in that garden? Would you actually feel happy sat in that garden? Instead of you smelling flowers and watching the birds in the trees, you're just looking at a load of rotting wood, and you wouldn't feel happy. So you've got to get that effect. That you love your farm, you love the designs, and it makes you feel happy when you go onto your farm. When I go onto my farm, it's all in order, it's as I want it, everything's all done, as I want it. And when I go onto that farm, I can only be happy when I go onto it. Okay? If you were to just pick a random, I don't know, let's just pick one. Let's go level 61. Now, I can see now with this one, there's an effort been put into this, and they've done really nice. You see, there's a few trees and that there, which is fair enough. They got their orchard, but they've done a lot of work to that, and that's very nice. I do like going round and looking. There's a level 85 there, and just to see what people have done. Now again, there's another one of these farms, you see, that's just, the machines are just put into the middle of a field, and they're not in a design. They've got the smelters there, nice against the wall, up by the mine, but they've got a row of dead trees out, probably for revives. But they got the donkey pens there, where the donkeys have got to sit actually on the fence because there's no room in front of the donkey pens, you see. So when they sit there, the only place that they can sit is on the fence. We'll have another look at another one. Let's go to one, I don't know, level 30. Yeah. I mean, there's not a great deal that you can do when you're really low level, but it's really nice to have a farm that you. Oh, should I get them blankets? No. You see, when people get these dead trees, if they haven't got the axes and saws, then they harvest these and then they die, and then it builds up and builds up and builds up, and then they've got all this area here all full of dead trees and bushes. See these here, look, get an axe, get the axes, cut those down, and then that's nice and clear for you to design down the bottom. But I must admit, I do, as a level 101 now, I do like going onto farms and seeing what sort of designs that people have got. But on the whole, the majority of the farms that I see, a lot of stuff is put down randomly. It's a nice little area there with the machines at the back. And then you get to that. Now you see, that area there isn't for revives. What they've done is they've gone there, they've harvested it and thought, oh, I can't get the axes and the saws, I can't be bothered. And surely, but you know, they're oranges there, look, when they've gone, that'll go brown, and before they know it, all that area will be brown. Now if they got this area down here as well, they're starting to die as well, you see, all along the edge here, all up the side of there, down there. Okay, and before they know it, they're going to have a farm full of dead stuff. Already this side is all dead. Okay, so when they go onto that farm, they might be happy when they're at this area, but when they go down here, it's like, oh, look at that. And then when all this starts dying as well, it's going to be like a double, oh no. And then they'll lose interest. They'll be like, oh, I can't be, no. Oh, and that's my theory why people leave, because they get bored of their farm because of the way that they've got it. You know? If you're going to plant loads and loads of berry bushes and fruit trees, if you're going to plant loads of those and harvest them all the time, then you got to be prepared to get the axes and saws and cut them all down so that you're clearing all the time. But so there is the design by Scatterbrook Farm for that viewer. It is all low level stuff. I've dotted some gazanias there in amongst the trees just to build it up at the back. I've just thrown them in randomly just to give it that little bit of colour. But as you can see, when you go onto that farm there, instead of going and looking at all of this, or like that farm that we just saw and thinking, oh no, what can we do? You're going to go onto a farm that looks like that. And straight away, you're going to feel happy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want your farm viewed and reviewed and that lot, put your farm name in the level down in the comments. And as long as you're on my friends bar, I will review your farm for you and help you out in any way that I can. If I think there's something needs doing on there, I can advise you and we can go from there. So don't forget to subscribe, pass on all the videos with all your friends. The more people that watch the videos, the more people that Scatterbrook Farm can help. So that's that one for this video. So yeah, it's quite a nice little a double design there for that viewer. So until the next time, stay safe and we will see you very shortly. Cheerio.